Do you remember back to the day when you got that letter that said, you've been accepted, you get to go to chiropractic school, and probably one that you chose in the first place? That was so exciting and made you feel really good because you were determined. The world was your oyster. You were gonna go help people, serve people, help them become healthier, help them do the things that they want to do, and you were going to be their hero. And you got to chiropractic school and you got to do all those things, and you realized not only were you getting to be their hero, but you also realized that there are some people out there who don't know about chiropractic. And there is a big factor of people who don't understand what chiropractic is. And some days it might be a little bit frustrating to know that there's a whole nother part of human health, or at least they call it human health, that doesn't really understand chiropractic, not even enough to recommend that chiropractors come see you. But successful chiropractors who are certified in animal chiropractic know some secrets about that scenario that you don't. So is this for you? I mean, really, animal chiropractic? Well, maybe you like dogs, or maybe you ride horses, or maybe you always, wanted to be a veterinarian. That would have been nice. But you couldn't get into vet school, but you were pretty sure you could get into chiropractic school, and so here you are. Maybe you want to know the secret to adjusting animals, but it wasn't really taught in chiropractic school, although a lot of people in chiropractic school were adjusting animals without any specialty training and said, nah, you don't need it, you'll be fine. But now you'd like to be able to adjust the whole family, and people bring their animals to you every now and then, and you sort of say, well, I can do it, but I'm not really going to charge you for it because I don't really know what I'm doing. Or they can bring their animals and you'll just do it on the side and not really tell anybody, those kinds of things. Does that really align with your mission? The whole mission that chiropractic is a gift and a service and something you want to be able to share with people and get back because you want to be rewarded for your services. And if you're kind of doing animals on the side, you're not really getting that reward. And even though those people are getting kind of understanding what chiropractic is, you're not really being able to reach that broader audience of humans who need chiropractic as well. So this might be for you if you want to be able to connect with all of your patients more often. All of those patients, even the ones who are mildly compliant and come in once a week or maybe once a month. If you want to gain more acceptance from professionals of other disciplines, you'll be surprised how animal chiropractic can get you in that doorway. And if you long for that feeling of excitement you had when you began chiropractic education, because, sometimes adjusting the same old can get a little mundane and maybe your practice is less exciting. Then if any of these things resonate with you, if you like animals, if you want to be able to help a broader community of people, if you want to help make the world a healthier place, this is for you. But wait a minute, you say, I don't really know what's going on here. I'm a veterinarian, right? And I'm talking to chiropractors. But my promise to you is this. I'll show you how to increase your patient load. I'll show you how to have more free time, connect with your family and patients more fully. I'll show you how to avoid burnout so you can finally be the doctor you dreamed of being as a child, that all-encompassing chiropractor. And I'll show you the new way to your better future that doesn't involve working harder or longer hours. But you have to make it all the way through this webinar to really grasp all these concepts. Chiropractic, animal chiropractic, doesn't require that you were born in the saddle or that you grew up in a house that hoarded dogs. Animal chiropractic does require that you understand that even the One World, One Health model recognizes that animal health and human health has a connection, that human-animal bond doesn't end at just people who love dogs and cats, that animal-human connection is a world connection, it is a global connection, and it is a health connection. Just being a chiropractor isn't necessarily all that easy. You've got patients to deal with, you've got insurance or Medicaid or Medicare, you've got staff to handle, you've got all kinds of things to take care of that are kind of outside that being a doctor, knowing how to treat your patients. Did you become a doctor because you thought it was easy? Obviously not, because just getting through chiropractic school was a little bit of a struggle. Would you do it again if you had the choice? And did you know that being a doctor would have these continued hurdles that you would have to overcome on a day-to-day basis? So even though you're a pretty strong person because you've made it through all of that education, you've been out there treating some patients, you've got a good idea of how to plan your life. We help animal chiropractors become confident and effective animal chiropractors, which oftentimes means that we help chiropractors connect to other like-minded animal chiropractors, and therefore they get to live successful life stories. They get to have those great success stories that sometimes you don't see in your routine practice. So I've kind of laid the groundwork for some pretty big stuff, haven't I? Well, stick with me through to the end, because I'm going to show you how to find all the answers to fitting animal chiropractic into your practice and how it's going to help your practice become more of the practice that you envisioned when you started chiropractic school. That vision that you had when you started chiropractic school may not have been entirely realistic, but it certainly was your vision and your dream. And as you became more educated about what business is like and what being a chiropractor is like, sometimes you're set with those patients who they fail to respond to treatment because they are dropping the ball, not because you're not effective. Sometimes you suffer from self-doubt that maybe I missed something, or gosh, this guy has definitely got something that I'm not able to treat, and my treatments just aren't doing the job. Do you ever wish that you worked more with animals so you don't have to put up with listening to people sometimes? I know some people who would much prefer to work just with the animals and not with the humans, because after a while, being just with those humans, can kind of get a little bit heavy. So having some of those feelings of misgiving, yeah, they come from your head, but they're not really your fault, in part because of the environment in which you were raised, and in part because of how you were brought up into your chiropractic position. By that I mean the real problem comes from the fact that in chiropractic school you learned about human anatomy, you spent a little bit of time learning about insurance coding, but you never learned any animal techniques or diseases. And maybe you weren't ever really told that in the original chiropractic school, BJ actually treated animals. As a matter of fact, BJ actually taught a veterinary animal program for a short time. Unfortunately, they discontinued it because the chiropractors at the time didn't want to be seen as horse doctors. Believe it or not, at that time, horse doctors were also not the highest on the totem pole when it came to medical professionals. And so the chiropractors of the day didn't want to be thrown under the bus with those horse doctors. Now that chiropractic has had its day in court and is no longer having quite so much problem with the medical field, many chiropractors are coming back around to saying, but why don't we treat animals? And what I say is chiropractors should be treating animals. With the right training, they should be able to. But without the right training, there are some secrets that chiropractors do not understand, even about chiropractic itself, that would make their lives richer and make the lives of those around them richer as well. So here's what I say to that issue. Chiropractors would like to share their gifts with more patients, including animal patients, and I think it's time. It's time that we began training more and more animal chiropractors because it will actually be a benefit to chiropractic itself. The good news? I have figured out a simpler way to solve the problem, and I'll walk you through it in this webinar. We're going to give you some of the secrets that successful chiropractors who are animal chiropractors know about animal chiropractic and what it can do for the chiropractic profession, what it can do for the chiropractic patients, what it can do for the public at large, and health in general. The key to your success lies in the fact that here at a.c.e.s, we have a trademark process that makes attracting more animal chiropractic clients really easy. And by doing this, we've spent years doing this. By doing this, we also help you to understand a little better. So with this, you'll wake up each morning ready for that new challenge, like you did when you began chiropractic school. You were excited, you were anxious, you couldn't wait, it was new stuff, it was great. With this, you'll be there again. With this, you'll be able to serve as many patients as you want to serve, and they will be patients who understand the benefits of chiropractic. With this, you will also be amazed at your new and powerful skills. With animal chiropractic training, your skills will become exponentially better because they are different. With this, you'll feel like that brilliant superhero that you really already are. And the best part is that you don't have to work more hours or long days, even if you have more clients. The only reason I can share this with you is because I've been through this, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Hi, I'm Dr. Amy Hayek, and I am most famous for training chiropractors to attract more patients, more job satisfaction, and more financial stability. But it wasn't always that way. And even though I'm a sought-after expert in this area now, I want you to know that even though I'm a veterinarian, I can help you as a chiropractor. Let me show you what I mean. Before animal chiropractic, I was an exhausted associate veterinarian in a busy referral practice. I thought I wanted to do equine surgery all night long. What I realized was what a poor job we did as veterinarians in educating our patients, clients, and helping them have healthier animals. 40 days straight on call was not an unusual event in my life at the time. No sleep because we had a busy emergency practice as well. We had an emergency practice because we didn't educate our clients appropriately. And I was afraid to go out on my own. There were already 2 referral clinics in town with which I would have had to compete, and neither were in alignment with my philosophy. My self-doubt led me to believe my clients were only fooled into thinking I was a doctor. I was just a substitute for the guy who really was the doctor but wanted to sleep that night. I felt they had expectations that only a surgeon could care for their animals. My name was Lulu. Man, when I finished that job, I didn't care what I did. I would go wait tables if I had to, and you know what? I didn't even have a car. I quit my job. I was renting a house from one of our technicians' sisters, so I still had a connection to the clinic. I felt so tied down. I would have been happy to go wait tables, and I have never waited tables in my life, and I would probably make the worst waitress, but I didn't care. I was so burned out, and I wanted better veterinary medicine. Here I was at these referral clinics, this, ivory tower, the place that people looked up to. But I wanted better veterinary medicine. I wanted clarity in what I was doing with my clients and patients. And I wanted to be free of that model of medicine that I was practicing. I was putting out fires all day long because people didn't know anything about how not to have those emergencies. And it was exhausting. And it reduced my ability to be a good doctor. So I found a tribe of animal chiropractors. And then when I did open my own practice, my expensive drugs were going bad on my shelves. I seldom had emergencies. I had other doctors to work with who supported my practice and my diagnoses. And my patients responded with joy, and my clients were thrilled that they didn't have to save up thousands of dollars for that surprise emergency that they couldn't predict. And this small tribe helped me to find some important insights. Peace, resolve in my business, and confidence in my treatment of animals. I get to be with like-minded people more often who are supportive and wanted me to succeed. They weren't afraid that I was taking something from them. Now that I teach animal chiropractic, our students report increases in income, greater job satisfaction, and an increase in client traffic, both human and animal. I was at the lowest of lows before I went to seek out and learn animal chiropractic. And now I get to help other people get away from that. You and I are similar. How is that? Well, I'm no superhero. But some people think I am. I just went through veterinary hell and back. And if I can do that, then as a chiropractor, you even have an extra edge because you don't have veterinary hell to go through. Imagine what it looks like when you spend a portion of your work week outside in the fresh air. Instead of being in the office all day long, getting out, getting a little new view, and getting to, get some air. Imagine what it's like when your life looks like when you get to touch some furry friends, give them a little hug and a kiss, and touch those animals' lives regularly. Doesn't that feel good? Do you want to feel as excited and confident and passionate about your work as you once did when you first started out? Then you'll need these 5 secrets to build a more profitable and enjoyable animal chiropractic clinic. But I've already got a human clinic. Wait, what about, that would entail getting a whole new practice going. Is it expensive? When will I find the time? And what if my patients don't want this? What will other doctors think about me? Now that's a big one because I've, got to deal with all these other doctors and patients. Well, secret number 1 is that you will attract more clients even before you complete the course. You can earn more revenue after your first laboratory. And you want to know, what about that? This is what this whole webinar is going to explain to you. So stick with me because I'm going to explain to you how that works. You learn to reframe your life to be your life. Your patient success rate will rise exponentially. How can I say that so confidently? I'm going to show you in a minute. You'll attract more like-minded doctors who support your practice in a positive way. And by that I mean doctors of other professions as well. Secret number 1. Here we go, guys. You can attract more clients even before you complete the course because animals make you a better chiropractor. Dr. Hoffmeister's human chiropractic practice became so busy right after his first on-site animal chiropractic training that he ended up taking longer than he anticipated to complete the course. He had 2 years to complete the course and did it within that time frame, but he had wanted to do it in a couple of months. What he realized, though, was that his animal patients were telling him things about his chiropractic practice that his human patients were afraid to say. And it helped him to address the issues he was having with his human patients. So now that he has built up a bigger human practice and a big animal practice, he spends more time doing what he really loves. He loved his practice more, and he began to enjoy life more. And so Dr. Hoffmeister enjoyed his patients more, which built him a bigger practice. He got more reward and became a much happier chiropractor. You earn more before you complete the course. How is that? Dr. Armentrout found that she made at least 30% more annual income and spent more time with her children when she enrolled in an animal chiropractic course. She increased her income and brought in more new clients than ever. Animal chiropractic attracts patients to chiropractic practices who would otherwise avoid chiropractic for themselves. And what Dr. Armentrout found, even though she's an equine surgeon, was that she was attracting equine patients who, for animal chiropractic, who would otherwise not have come through her door. Secret number 3, reframe your life so that you can give more. When I'm in need the most, I find sometimes it's not because I need something, it's because I need to give something away. I need to give away my talents so that I can bring more love back to myself. Dr. Leparco made at least $3,000 that he gave away to support protective gear for police dogs in his area. Dr. Leparco did this by doing a charity event for animal chiropractic, inviting animal owners to come in and experience animal chiropractic in their animals. He framed his life of service and gave away the money. This still increased his income because he now has that many more patients who are chiropractic patients, but who are also animal chiropractic patients. And he also found more time for his family by doing more patients at a time frame that works best for him. Secret number 4, your patient success rate rises exponentially. Animal patients express their sudden improvements more readily than humans. They will go from being completely paralyzed to jumping up off the table and running out the door in such a way that it gives human potential patients and human patients more hope, but also a better example of what chiropractic is and does and how it allows the body to heal. Dr. Hirsch is a veterinarian who was in the process of buying a busy equine practice where she worked in New Jersey. She struggled with that balance of adding animal chiropractic to her practice, however. What she found was that her success cases increased and her clients began coming to her with more complicated cases and respecting her opinion of them, even though what she was adding was animal chiropractic that elevated the confidence in her ability to serve her patients. So as a veterinarian, she understood that animal chiropractic was actually bringing more patients into her practice and allowing her to serve her community at a better rate. Secret number 5 is you will attract more like-minded doctors who support your practice in a positive way. This might sound different, but what you have to understand is that, and this has been Dr. Matthews' story, what you have to understand is that people, whether they're doctors or lawyers or policemen or firefighters or garbage dealers or whatever they do, if they have an animal in their life, they will seek care for that animal in whatever means or way that they can afford. And when animal owners have an animal that needs your care and you can save its life without undergoing surgery and a lifetime of a drug prescription, then what you will find is that it changes how they view what you're doing. What Dr. Matthews found was that he was able to build the animal side of his practice to match his successful human practice. One of his biggest fears was that other professions could not accept the chiropractic philosophy. Long story short, Dr. Matthews' office was in a building where he was a bit intimidated by the MDs in his building. They owned it, for one thing. And when they approached him, their family members approached him to have their animals receive chiropractic care, he realized that this increased their acceptance of what he did for his human patients as well. This increased his joy at work, and he found that he could use that information to help other professionals understand what he was doing for his human patients. If you're a chiropractor, you can do this. By just listening to this webinar, you have gained understanding that there are other ways to help animals that require you to be a doctor and are rewarding. Veterinary surgeons, single moms, practice owners, retiring doctors, fathers and mothers with 6 or 8 children make this work without giving up their real lives. Because let's face it, you're a doctor, you're a professional, you've got responsibilities, you've got patients, you've got family. How would you ever spend the extra time to go learn animal chiropractic? Besides, didn't you learn chiropractic in chiropractic school? Shouldn't you be able to adjust any spine? Without special training, animal chiropractic is not the same and is not effective when we try to adjust it based on the human biophysiology and spinal alignments. But how are you going to find the time to do that? You're here because you probably want to be the person your clients expect you to be. You want to be that hero that gives back to people their health. And you now know others have achieved what you want. Others who have busy lives. I mean, let's face it, veterinary surgeons probably live, they probably don't work any less than 80 hours a week ever. And Dr. Armentrout has 2 children, veterinary surgeon in her practice, and very busy lifestyle. And her husband is a firefighter, so he's not home half of the time. She achieved this, and so others can too. I've shown you the steps that others have taken to achieve that goal. We've seen that the old way of doing things, going at it all alone, just trying to build a practice, just trying to bring in those people patients, simply isn't enough. It's not enough to educate the whole world about what chiropractic is, let alone animal chiropractic. But it's also trying to use just one tool to bring more patients into your practice. The only smart way forward is to find that new tribe, that tribe of doctors who understand animals, that tribe of doctors who want to bring them into chiropractic care, that tribe of doctors who understand you and how you love animals and want to be able to serve them as well. So, tell me something that you took home from the class before the end of it. I mean, in between modules, what did you take home and use?
Well, the first thing that after the first module, I went home and the very first dog that I adjusted was a dog that had been my patient since he was a puppy. And I came into the clinic that very next day after I'd been here, and the owner, and he's old, this little guy's, he's had back problems and everything. He's like 17-year-old poodle. And he just abruptly stopped eating dry food and had diarrhea. And I'm like, I don't know, he's got a TMJ. I just learned about this sort of thing. And I'm like, looked at my tech and I said, I wonder if he's got a TMJ because he's not eating dry food and it just happened acutely. And so I set up on it and it capitated. And I looked at Katie and she looked at me and we're like, and I said, go get some kibbles, see what you'll do with it. And so she gave him a few kibbles and he went right to eating them. I was like, wow. And so then I adjusted his sacral base and I told the owner, that diarrhea may clear up because it also capitated. I didn't know anything about what I was doing, honestly. I mean, I did, but I was just, okay, let's try it. I can't hurt anything. And as Dr. Amy says, a bad adjustment's better than no adjustment. And the diarrhea cleared up, and he was eating again, and his tail was wagging, and he was a happy little camper. I was like, that's pretty darn cool, and it happened so fast. Then at that point I was like, yeah, there is a lot to this. There's a lot to it. And when you put the science to it, and you sit and you really mull it over, the neurology behind it, it absolutely makes sense. You can't deny it.
Once you've got that tribe, once you've started to find and be able to communicate with those people who are like-minded, who think like you do, who realize that everything is possible, then you can start to move forward and feel really good about what you're doing and feel good about getting up every morning to go to work and also feeling good about the boundaries that you start to set so that you've got time for family and time for clients, and you can be the best doctor you can be. So we tend to promote that so that our students, our doctor students, experience this from pretty much day one, right after they get done with lab 1. One of the great things about animal chiropractic is that as animal chiropractors, being a small group, we all do this together. Your brighter future is within your grasp, and you can do this. Do you remember what it was like back before you started chiropractic school? That same feeling of, I can't believe there are people who think like I do, is what you'll find overwhelms you when you first start animal chiropractic as well. You'll discover what you already knew, that this is definitely for you. You'll discover like-minded people who will support you in knowing that you're doing the right thing, that you are putting together a program for yourself and for your clients that helps to expand your scope of chiropractic in a way that's greater than you ever thought imaginable. Just look forward to those times when you get to adjust animals. Animals exude joy when they get adjusted and feel better. They don't hold it in. They let everybody know how good they feel. And that experience helps you to have that energized experience that you love to go into work with, because you love to be able to share that with your patients. If you would like me to help you do this, I'd be delighted. So here's exactly how I can help you. We can help because my team and I have set aside some time in the next 48 hours or so to speak with you personally about how you can apply these strategies to your life starting today. We can start by a 30-minute call. We'll put together a specific game plan specifically for you. So this is a one-on-one call. We're going to set aside 30 minutes just to see what your situation is that can help you to add your dream of animal chiropractic. If you want to see animal patients more frequently, if you want to be able to enjoy your time off, if you want to feel that passion you felt when you started out as a doctor, and if you want to do it all without having to overhaul your life, then this is for you. Here's exactly what we'll do. We'll get on a Zoom call together. You'll be able to see me, I'll see you, and we'll be able to talk. First, we'll look deeply at where you are now. We'll define where your practice is, and we'll explore where you could be and how it'll affect your life in a more positive way. And finally, we'll figure out if you're a good fit for using animal chiropractic to get to that place. Some of the best things in life are free, and one of them is this free 30 minutes that we'll spend looking specifically at your situation. There is no free lunch, however, but here's why. There's no reason for you to invest any amount of money in yourself if the investment doesn't fit your dreams. But wait a second, we want to make sure that you are prepared. We don't want you to dive into something headlong that's kind of costs a little bit of money without being able to know that you're going to get back from it what you put into it. There's a need for animal chiropractors. It's growing every day, but we want you to make a good choice for you that you feel good about. We want you to be a part of a tribe, a big tribe that's still small and growing. It has taken us 15 years at Animal Chiropractic Education Source to perfect our training methods to help animal chiropractors not just be an animal chiropractor, but to be the best. That's why we're called a.c.e.s. To get the best doctors, we look for the most prepared, dedicated students. You don't have to have skills, but before we go any further, you need to know that I can't help everyone. One of the things that we will help you decide is if this is not for you. We can tell pretty quickly if this is not for you if animals make you feel fearful. Because if animals make you feel fearful, you're going to make animals feel fearful. They know exactly how you're feeling. This is not for you if you only want to adjust your own dog, cat, horse, whatever. Animal chiropractic is bigger than that. Animal chiropractic is a huge part of life, and it needs to be shared with the world. So if you only want to adjust your own animals, then you probably aren't prepared for this kind of training, and you should go out and seek a certified a.c.e.s animal chiropractor to do that service for you. This is not for you if it's difficult for you to feel good about helping others. I know that sounds funny, but there are some people who genuinely can't use that beauty and joy that they get from doing things to send it on to others and let them feel the good feeling as well. And we want to make sure that you're comfortable with that. Some people are a little shy. This is for you if you love animals and happen to be a chiropractor or veterinarian. If making money doing what you love is a win-win for you, having more clients and more freedom is one of your goals, because that's one of our goals too for our animal chiropractors. And if revitalizing the joy that makes you want to learn is a part of your everyday life, if you want to continue to feel that joy. The other thing that you have to be ready for is to be able to step out of your comfort zone for a little while, because it's worth it for that lifetime of love. Once you make it over that small hurdle of learning, the rest of it is just beautiful. So if these things all fit with you, it's time to register for a call. If you meet these criteria, here's what to do. You're going to click here to make your call to begin your new life. If you want to know how to improve client compliance so you can save more lives, if you want to have more free time without losing clients and still make more money, if you want to avoid burnout so you can finally be the doctor you dreamed of, because burned out doctors are not that superhero doctor that we all want them to be. They can't make clear decisions like we'd like them to do. And you know that, and I know that. When we're tired, we're not very effective. The new way to your better future that doesn't involve working harder or long hours. Even if you've just got a few questions you want answered, then this is for you. This free call is going to help you realize where you sit on this decision to become an animal chiropractor. Simply click on this link, reserve your instructor interview. So it's not like you have all the time in the world, because you've already spent a number of years not being as happy and not being as rewarded as you could have been. How much longer do you want to do that? Life isn't that long. Someone said to me one time, I've only got 5 more years of summers with my son. How many more of those am I willing to give up to work? Not very many. I want much time as I can with him before he gets so old and moves off to go do his own thing. How much time do you want to continue to spend working versus time you want to spend with those people you love? How much more money do you want to spend on the overhead in your clinic instead of on the vacations or presents or the nice house, things that you really would like to have in your life to make it nicer and easier? You became a doctor because you wanted that status. You didn't become a doctor because you wanted it to be easy. But you definitely didn't expect it to have all these bumps in the road. Our instructor interviews are limited. There's only so many we can do in a day. So don't wait too long to set this time. It's free, and we are happy to talk to you. So you have two choices. You can continue as you have been, or you can find out if animal chiropractic is going to be right for your practice. You see, you've watched the entire training. And now you want more information. Wouldn't you prefer these results giving back life, enjoying happy clients, and keeping your happy life? And you know you're simply not getting the results you want on your own.
I guess what I found here that I didn't expect was the two teachers were vets and they were not chiropractors to begin with. So that was kind of a shock because they had a lot of philosophy that I don't normally see in vets, but they had a lot of philosophy about chiropractic, and they were actually very well versed and read. And the library that they have here in the college is full of chiropractic philosophy stuff. So it was nice to see. But the one thing that you're going to also get is you're going to get hands-on adjusting. I mean, and that was highly important to me because when I'm out there in the field, I want to have had experience before I get to, these animals that, I'm working with, that I have adjusted those segments before. So that was a thing that was very appreciated, and I didn't expect as much as I have. I mean, we adjust a lot of animals here, so it's nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
About how many animals do you think you've adjusted here?
I'd say it has to be 40, 50 animals. And I'm about to adjust more, so yeah, we've adjusted a lot of animals here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anything else you want to say?
Thanks. I mean, it's been good. I've enjoyed it. It tests you mentally. I mean, it's a very trying course. It's not a cakewalk at all. But you come out of it enriched. You really learn a lot. You learn a lot about yourself as well and the outcome, and how you want to be. And I think if, as a veterinarian, I went into it because I wanted to help animals. We naturally have that. You want to be compassionate towards an animal. And this is one more way to be compassionate and help a patient be at their best ability.
Awesome. Thanks.